What's up with it's the boy Pushman Mitch, host of the No Fluff Podcast, aka Swag with Bag. You already know what time it is. You can see who I got with me. She back on the scene. She had the most viewed video on my YouTube. So congratulations. Yo, come back and bless us again with some more reviews.
So dope.
You feel me? Thank you. We got Akila, aka Miss Cash Flows. Listen, they said they want to hear more sauce, so we had to bring you back on here.
Let's do it.
It's about to be serious. So look, we're gonna get right into it. They already know who you is, because like I said, she's a celebrity over here at No Fluff. So we just gonna make sure we give her just due. So we already know she's like the funding queen. She can get anybody funded for hundreds of thousands of dollars, including myself. She's helped me with not only funding, but she helped me with my hard inquiries. So she got a whole bunch of hard inquiries removed off my credit report, no problem. And she helped me actually be able to go get a cash out refi because I got all those inquiries removed because they was gonna hate on me. So I'm one person who always gonna stand up for Miss Cash Flows because she is a person who literally is the living proof. She did exactly what she says she does. Anytime I ever called her for anything funding related, credit related, she can handle it in very, very quick time. So thank you for that. Also, did I thank you?
I don't know, but I appreciate my flowers. Thank you.
Okay, I feel like I thanked her, but sometimes you gotta thank people on camera or it don't count. You feel me? So, all right. So first of all, before we get into you teaching us about what you've been doing, because I've seen the transition of like even more success now. Have you got some more success from coming from No Fluff?
Oh my goodness, yes. Thank you, people. You have been very good to me. I promise. And it's very exciting because I was so focused on Instagram. That was a warm welcome for YouTube for sure. Dope. Yeah.
So, all right. So you got some more success. So I've been telling people about what you do, and they was like, I don't understand how I can start a funding business like Miss Cash Flows. So I wanted you to tell them that. Can you break down how much you make doing what you do and how people could get started?
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. I sort of stumbled on it, right? Okay. My intention was just to fund myself, right? And I did it so quickly, like I mentioned the last time, that the people in the mentorship started coming to me. So what I quickly learned is, okay, I have a few bankers under my belt because I funded myself. But then when you're funding other people from other states, you have to get very creative because it's best to have someone local.
Okay.
Right? Someone that they can just go up to the bank and make it happen and make that transition happen. So I just put everything together. I knew I needed a credit repair guy. I wasn't credit repair, right? I knew I needed a team. So what I did was I went with this company called Credit Suite to start. This is how I started. I went with Credit Suite. If you guys look Credit Suite up, what they will do is you can white label their service and they will provide the customer service for you because I was a one-person team and a credit repair guy. So if I'm on the internet and people are coming and I have 4 or 5 clients, I knew I couldn't handle it alone, right? So I went ahead, partnered with Credit Suite, and what they will do is allow you to use their proprietary software, which will teach people from beginning to end to build out their business credit profile fully. And they provided the customer service and they educated them, and it was just perfect.
Okay.
So I would buy like seats. So each person would cost like $400 to $500, right? Okay. But I would buy 10 seats at a time. So when I first started, I got 10 seats. So the average rate to build out a person's business credit profile is $3K. Like that was just the going rate.
Got you.
So I would charge that amount. I would wrap in the fee for credit repair and just package it that way. So someone can come to me and they can get business credit build out with a professional customer service team, and while their credit is being prepared. And then my role, which is to teach them how to build the relationships with the banks. So they would speak with me on a weekly basis and I will coach them and consult them on, hey, build a relationship with this bank, do A, B, C, and D. So it's like 3 things being attacked all at the same time.
Okay. So you were charging a going rate for pretty much what the industry standard was, the $3K.
Well, when I packaged it together, $5K. Is what I started out.
Gotcha.
So credit repair, business credit funding, business credit built out, and consultation, for funding to make you credible. Your
Right.
name, phone number, email, website, all of that came through Credit Suite actually.
Okay.
So, it
So
was
what was the
amazing.
expense like? So a client was paying you $5K, and then what were you paying to like
So
Credit
I was
Suite and
paying
everybody else?
$500 per person
Oh
for credit
Lord,
repair.
so
And
that's a
five,
play. She gave y'all the whole play, so that's literally 4,500 profit.
yeah, it was pretty much $1,000 overhead costs. Pretty much it. And I had a
Okay.
customer service team, and it was great.
Okay.
You're right.
So okay. So now, clearly you've gone a little bit further than that. So it's not 4 or 5 clients. You got how many clients now?
Right now, I got a good 26
26.
right now that's just like in the pipeline.
Okay.
But here's what would happen. I would get like groups of people who we needed to set up, and then within 3 to 4 months, they're all up for funding,
Right.
and that's where the 10% success fee came in at. So
Okay, so let's talk about the 10% success fee. This is about to get good, y'all. Let's talk about that. So what does that look like?
So the 10% success fee, you're literally like, you can look at each client as 250,000, literally, almost, right, for the most part, because I was looking, my avatar are entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs, most of them already have a nice profile. They have history, big boy credit cards, and we'll just probably need to tweak a few things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't dealing, I still don't today. I don't attract a lot of people who are new in business, maybe a few, but people who are already in business, you're looking at 250K. So I'm looking at $25,000 per client almost. So that can get really, really good. Really, really fast. So you're getting like chunks of money as people come up for funding.
Okay, so basically, so we could break it down for layman's terms. You're getting people funded for up to $250,000 in credit.
Yes.
And for that, you get 10% of everything you give them.
Everything. But I'm going to tell you, technically, I should get 10% of what I get them on the personal side. But I would just waive that, right? I was like, you know what? Don't worry about that. When we get to the funding, to the business, some people, they get it on both sides. I didn't, right? So anything you got on the personal side, I will waive it, right?
So normally,
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you get someone. Okay, so let's use credit cards. So you get somebody 100,000 in credit cards for their business, right? You get 10% of that.
Yes.
And do they use their credit cards to pay you?
Yes.
And you're getting them like 0% interest APR credit cards.
That's correct.
And so they really have no penalty for giving you the fee out of the money they would have never had unless you got them the funding.
That's correct.
Wow.
And if you think,
That's nuts.
if you think about it, right, Mitch, like with the play I gave last time, like the $25,000 Navy Federal,
Right.
I could have just been, that can be a business in itself.
For sure.
You're looking at
sure.
$2,500 per person if you went that route.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of people who ran that play.
100%.
And it works. It works 100% of the time. So basically that play, I think that might be the reason why the episode went crazy. We had a lot of haters on that particular play. They didn't understand it. But me in particular, that's what it's a part of this. That's a part of this. Like, because when you're trying to teach somebody something that they've always thought is one thing, that it's the opposite, you're always going to get pushed back. But in reality, the cool thing about how you broke the play down and how we talked about it was you explained start to finish how to do everything. You explained for them to reach out to the bank and ask them about it, which is also something else that's really, really powerful, because it's a lot of people get plays online and YouTube and stuff like that, and they don't verify where the information they're getting.
Yes.
And what I like about how you taught it is not only did you teach it and break it all the way down, but you said, look, just call the bank and tell them what you're trying to do, and they will actually walk you through it. And that's the most important thing about that play. So I appreciate you even giving it up that way.
Yes, guys. Because that's what I learned in real estate.
Okay.
Right? Trust, but verify.
Facts. So they used to tell me, believe nothing what you hear, or what is it? Believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see.
It sounds familiar.
believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see. But
100%.
but in reality, and we have a job, and that's why I still do this like coaching thing and online thing.
Yeah.
Like I already found like a great deal of success, and I've been able to make a lot of money in a bunch of different industries. And my pushback is when I'm coaching and teaching people is the only thing that's probably the biggest risk I have in doing business is me being like an online personality and coaching.
Yeah.
Because my reputation is on the line every day.
Yes.
And we got a very, very hard job to do by doing this. But I feel like since there are people who are teaching people wrong,
Yes.
if we don't actually stay and teach people the right way, then we're actually doing them a disservice as well.
You know, I kind of feel like this is my duty.
Yeah.
A part of me feel like the reason my last business failed is because I did shoot up to success and I didn't share the knowledge. And I don't know, it's just something in my spirit. And when I was met with that the second time with this funding business,
yeah,
I had to really sit with myself because what you need to understand, this is heavy to be responsible for a community of people, and you still need to perform and you still need to show up.
Right.
And your information needs to be correct.
So I got something for you. So we've been seeing a lot of people because the coaching space is very like what's the word? It's like confrontational, not confrontational, but it's like something that there's two sides to it. Like people really like it, and there's people who really hate it.
Yeah.
Like they don't like us coaching, they don't like us making money from coaching, and then there's the people who just like, yo, you're scamming people by teaching them how to make money. So
Wow.
this is the topic. There's people who coach on things that they no longer do. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it, but I want to ask you how you feel about it before I say what I feel. So how do you feel about people who coach a business that they're not currently doing anymore?
I don't think that's wise, only because it's risky. That's like me giving you a bunch of funding plays, but I don't know what's happening right now in the industry.
Right.
Now I'm misleading you. I'm teaching you old information,
right,
and that's not accurate, right? Because the industry, in any industry, AI is changing business, right? We can't continue to teach the same thing that we knew about 5 years prior. That's like me just starting Airbnb. Someone asked me that, like, why don't you coach Airbnb? I'm like, I'm not doing Airbnb.
Right.
I did Airbnb and I was successful and I failed.
Right.
So now I just want to get a cash grab and just say, hey y'all, and use old information.
Right.
No, I don't think that's proper at all.
Okay. Is it a flip side? Is there any situation where you feel like it's okay?
I can't think of it right now because think about it. Industry changes, information changes, the strategies changes. And then in order for me to coach you on something, I too need to be honing my skill, getting better and better and better. So when you catch up to me, guess what? I got something else for you. I got something else for you.
That's
something else for you.
That's some very valuable advice. I like that. All right, so this is how I view it. So there's two things. So now this is why I see that people should think about this, and I think this conversation will be good, especially for this particular podcast.
Okay.
So there is I'm still doing this business, and then I'm teaching you how to do it. Now, my attention can't possibly be on both. Sure. So the business that I'm running can't be doing as well as the other, they can be doing about the same. But because my focus is separated, one of them is going to either fail or both of them are going to be regular. So let's just say if I take on 1,000 students, right? I take on a bunch of students and I'm teaching the game. Now, this is from the mentor space, not just a course. Anybody can sell a course on what they've done. But I mean the people who are mentoring and coaching people. Right. So let's just say I'm still running my Airbnbs, my rental car business, and then I'm also coaching it and I'm mentoring you. So now, if I'm still running my business, I can't possibly be paying attention to my clients, because the only reason I say that is because when I got students and I'm mentoring, I got to be focused on their programming, calling them, checking up on them, reaching out to them in a Telegram. You just started mentoring as well.
I did.
So you got to be reaching out to them on a Telegram. You got to be making programs for them.
That's true.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. So for you to actually be a good coach, you have to focus on your students and their development. So in hindsight, like the people who are doing both, they have a very good system in place, to where it runs itself,
Right.
right?
That's true.
Or that business is suffering.
That's true.
And I'm focused on the coaching. So I know people who just gave up their businesses and they just started coaching full time, but they're still in the industry per se because they're still coaching and teaching it, so they're looking for the next thing. Okay. But they gave up their brick and mortars. So this would question their credibility because they're no longer doing it. And then there's always the person who says like, if it's working so well, why are you not doing it anymore? But the flip side to it that I want everybody to think about is this person wants people to be successful at it and not fail at it. So he gave up something old that he used to reach a certain plateau to go focus on another thing. And now he has a whole nother business model around what he's already done.
Right. So
it actually can make sense in both ways. But the only thing that I see that's not good about it is when you're coaching it from an aspect that you've never done it. Oh. That's what I don't like.
No, that's crazy.
So like if you've never, let's just say if I'm teaching you how to make 7 figures in the rental car business and I never made 7 figures.
Oh wow.
So that's where I don't like it. Now if you just got one car on Toro, you found out that you can make money on it, and then you made a whole course platform mentorship program, and then you selling it and you just had that one car, I'm not justifying that. I'm saying the people who actually found success in it and got so good at it, it's just like if I sell a business, because look, why can't I sell the business and get out of it and then teach people to get where I went? Because you can't. So that's just another way for y'all to think about it, and then also understand how you got to kind of look at it from a person's perspective. What do you think about that?
Well, here's my thing. You made some valid points, because it did force me to build out my team when I transitioned to coaching. You're right. So yes, my team over there for funding, it did decrease, right? And your system has to be in place. But here's how I feel about it. Okay. I don't feel, you know, the way that I teach. I am so used to just teaching from what I've done or some form of experience that I wouldn't feel right speaking on something and I haven't verified if it works or not.
Right.
Because then it's like, now I'm getting third-party information.
For sure.
In order to keep the coaching business
I feel like
going.
all coaching should be from behind you. Like, it should be only things that you've done. And the people who, no, not all, technically no. Well, but a majority of your curriculum should be from behind you. Because there will be new things that come out that you're also doing. So that's the side part. Okay. So case in point. I'm a coach from behind me to everything I've already done. Now, let's say new things happen in the industry, like you said, and I'm still in it. Oh, I hear about the new program. Now, if I tell you to go do that, and I don't go do it,
I got you.
It's messed up. So now I'm like, all right, go try this new program, and I never tried it.
Right.
And I got students doing it, and then they're like, yo, why you do it? Well, Mitch told me to try it. And now it's a problem.
Mitch, we have to be careful.
Exactly.
I was part of a boot camp where it was for, people, and they were in front of the class giving misinformation. I was like, wait. I was grabbing the mic. No, your NACE code does matter.
Right.
And you will not get funded if you just categorize yourself.
Right.
So I take my platform very seriously.
Right. So that's why I think it's important, and I think we gotta be able to find those people who care about people and want them to win and have done what they do. So that's why I respect what you do, and I just think it's like, imagine if we say, you know what, it's too stressful. The people, like, they hating on us. We trying to help people make money. Just think about it. I've just given away 3 7-figure awards at my last mastermind, 3 6-figure awards. And just imagine if I never opened my mouth to help no one, then those people wouldn't even be doing what they do.
You know what? That's funny you say that, because when I was sitting there witnessing that, I said that to myself. Like people like you and people like me and people you have to understand that it's coming from a different energy, because you can just go dark. Right. Leave the internet and just focus on investing. Right. And just go live your life in a selfish sort of way and just be philanthropic that way and just give money. Right. Because giving your time and your expertise and your education, that means I'm trying to get someone to cross. That's the reason I'm doing this. Right. I want you to see this and witness it so you can cross over.
Right. So how many people? So how many people have you helped cross the road so far?
Yeah, so I definitely, a lot. I would say hundreds. Like the people who I went through and people who like just hit me up in the DMs. I haven't taken like a full tally of it, and we're in the process of doing it. We got up to 80 something people, and it was crazy because me and my EA were tallying it up. And now that I'm getting this new software, he was like, "You're not gonna have that problem anymore."
Okay, new
I'm
software.
like, yes.
New
I'm like,
software.
yes.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's break it down the small way because you was telling me about it. So what do you have the ability to do now?
So implementing into my business, like you mentioned, crossing over to the coaching space,
Yeah.
it's not easy for me to do a lot of things manually. So now I started going out and looking for things to automate my business and to systematize things.
Okay.
So I came across this new software that's being implemented. It's not a software, it's a team of developers who kind of like came to me and it was like, well, how do you do your funding? And we sat up and we've been working on it. And I told them my sequences and everything. And it was like, what if we told you that we can go out and we can go to those major banks that you already have relationships with, Truist, BMO, Bank of America, and Amex, and all these people, and it's a soft pull. And we just send it out all at the same time with no impact to my clients. Because the old, antiquated way of doing things, right, would be my desk check. And I'm just giving you guys my sauce like I always do. U.S. Bank. That was my first place. Because my banker at U.S. Bank, they really scrutinize the person and they underwrite you like thoroughly.
Right.
So I know if we can get past U.S. Bank, we're good, right? So now I don't have to do that. I can see where you are, get you credible, get you to a steady place, but I can almost just see if you qualify for funding right now, you know, without that, right? And then we can find out quicker and pinpoint what we need to work on if you receive a denial. Like, it's just more efficient. But not even only that. Say you don't qualify.
Okay.
So now I'm able to go out, well, the system, the AI, will be able to go out and fish for grants and other funding that's available to you that you wouldn't normally be qualified for. And I told them flat out, no MCAs. They was like, oh, no. We're going to create it the way you want it. So this will be like grants and free monies while we're cleaning up your credit, while we're setting you up for business funding so I can get you money today.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't even want to ask how much that's going to be.
Man, that's crazy.
I don't want to even ask. So this is what I want to do and ask. So before we go to that, because that's just crazy. So first of all, I'm going to just send you my information so we can just scour it, just to see what type of grants and stuff I can get.
100%.
But outside of that, you always know the bankers. Like, how do you always know the banker at U.S. Bank, the banker at wherever the bank is? Like, how do you be getting these people?
I had to get a little crafty, right?
This is crazy.
So here it is when I'm starting out, right? There was a lot of people who came to my aid. I will say a few. Who came to my aid from the financial literacy mentorship I was a part of. But as soon as I asked the question, do you have a few bankers for me? They was like, well, you know, you need to like network and, you know, you're in Atlanta. So, you know, they really did not want to give up that Rolodex. But when you're doing what I do, you're just as powerful as that Rolodex. But now with the AI software, it doesn't even matter, right? But here's what I did. I just was thinking, and I went to LinkedIn one day. Now, I'm from corporate America, so here it is. I got thousands of connections on LinkedIn. So I said, I wonder, first I tried to Google it, business credit or business funding or business, small business relationship manager at a bank. You cannot find their information online. That's not going to happen. Guys, LinkedIn. So I go to LinkedIn, I did a search, and I'll put the bank name in there. First, who was I looking for? I was looking for Univest or something like that. I can't remember the bank, and I was sort of getting a little frustrated, right? And I went in there and I looked for all the bankers in the search, right? And all these bankers' profiles popped up from all over the country.
Crazy.
I'm like, yes. So now I got somebody in various states for Chase, for, Truist, and I can send someone local to these bankers. That I'm telling you guys, even if you're not even looking to get into this business, like if you feel like you're funding ready, go and meet a banker online. Like seriously, or go into your local branch, right? But you will get higher results. Seriously. Because and that was the thing I was concerned about with the AI software.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, if we go online, yes, the result may be a little different. Guess what we can do? We can take my banker, who all the bankers I have relationships with, and put their application in the interface.
Crazy.
And it's still going to go directly to my banker. Crazy. And get them approved with a soft pull that way. I'm like, that's crazy.
It's about to be a real problem for everybody out here who's not
really
rocking with Miss Cash Flows. You dig? But I am. You feel me? But okay, cool. So now you get so you cheat code status. You go on LinkedIn. You find different bankers in different cities for different branches.
Yes.
So now if you get a student come to you from LA, and you can just go ahead and let me look up this LA banker.
Yeah.
And you be like, when you're talking to a client, hey, yeah, I'm going to pitch you with my banker in LA who works for Chase to get your application in.
Yeah.
If y'all don't understand the barbecue sauce that's being given out right now, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Speaking of sauce being given out, so you had a challenge that I actually participated in. It was crazy.
Yes.
Everybody keep blowing me up. They ask me when the next one is. When we doing another one?
We doing another one on the 24th.
The 24th what?
September 24th.
So what does that look like? What does that mean?
What that means is you have the opportunity to get funded right there on the spot. You have the opportunity to be taken from credit to cash flow. I'm going to drop all the sauce I did last time. I literally walked people step by step how to get rid of a bankruptcy. And I dropped the blueprint. And I'm walking you step by step on how to get rid of inquiries for real. Because over the phone, that's dead. So I'm going to give you the exact blueprint. It was one girl who actually started her.
Key.
She started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight from the challenge, she started her own hard inquiry removal business. And she's literally, she's in a few of my groups, so she'd be in my groups just literally soliciting her services. I'm like, look, Key, no soliciting in my group. But I'm telling you, all my life, she done already got them. By the time I catch her, she done already moved everybody inquiries out of there. So she promoting it every day. And I just liked how powerful, like somebody can go to a challenge that costs $99.
Yeah.
And literally be able to go from that, start a whole business.
Yes.
And she's promoting it every day.
Yes.
That's how powerful these are. So I encourage y'all, if you don't have that 750 credit score, if you don't have the business funding, if you don't know how to do none of this stuff we just talked about on this whole interview, you need to sign up for her 5-day challenge. I'm going to drop the link. You got a link for me?
I do.
All right, we're going to drop the link below, and we're going to make sure, and I'm going to pull up. I got to pull up for sis every time she drops something. It's going down. So, do you tell them how to follow you on the gram for those new people who don't know Miss Cash Flows, and go watch her last episode?
Yes.
Because it was a lot of barbecue sauce on that. I'll drop the link for that one below too. But drop them, tell them your Instagram. We're gonna drop the website below.
Guys, treat yourself. Do not cheat yourself. Click the link below. My name is Mrs. Cash Flows. I'm on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. MRSCASHFLOWS. I'll see you in the challenge. Let's get lit.
You already know. No Flow the Podcast episode, Miss Cash Flows. We out of here. You did.